The White House announced that Vice President Kamala Harris is going to be traveling to Europe to meet with officials in 3 different countries. Oh, that was not sitting well with poor little Meghan McCain. She tweeted this 19 hours ago when the Hill discussed this. She goes, "Please, for the love of God, send a serious person instead." Really, Meghan? Really? So then Meghan decided to weigh in further. When she tweeted this out, "Nothing like trending on Twitter again for something people say all the time outside liberal circles." Then she tweeted, "I believe the actual office of the vice presidency is serious and should be respected. I believe given the gravity of what is going on in Ukraine, a more capable diplomat should be sent to negotiate. She can barely get through an interview with Charlemagne. I stand by my words." Really? You stand by your words. The reason I found this to be utterly laughable coming from Meghan McCain is because this is the same person who always talks about my father, 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 John McCain, my father. The same John McCain, Senator John McCain, who picked one of the dumbest people ever to be his vice presidential candidate, Sarah Palin, the one who could barely read. Yeah. So Meghan, really? You should never be commenting about a vice president because of who your father picked. See, want to bring in Kelly Bethea, communication strategist here. Kelly, see, the thing that's hilarious here is that, Meghan spouts off, but let's just be honest. And look, I've met Meghan. Meghan in the past has said she liked my work and respected my work, and that's all fine. But look, I kind of went to school for this. I kind of trained for this. This is what I do. I ain't have a daddy who was senator and a rich mama. And the reality is, Meghan McCain talking about foreign policy is literally like one of my nieces talking about the space shuttle. That ain't what they do. So you might want to stay in your lane, which is really about being a spoiled rich girl.
I think she is trying very hard to stay relevant. As we have seen I forgot how long she was on The View, but in the years that she was on The View, I can't recall a time where she said something that was relevant. And the only time that she said something that was remotely picked up by any media was when she was in contention with Joy or Whoopi, who frankly just stood their ground because they knew what the facts were. Joy, Whoopi, and other women on The View have way more credentials and way more credibility and just more intelligence, frankly, than Meghan McCain herself. She has basically failed her way upwards, resting on the back of her father's name, her deceased father's name. And it is unfortunate that she does not recognize that or ignores that, such that she thinks that she can stand up to Kamala Harris by way of a tweet indicating or implying rather that Kamala Harris, the vice president of the United States, is not serious enough to negotiate on behalf of this country regarding the crisis in Ukraine and Russia. So, I mean, frankly, she shouldn't be news at all. I consider her a troll like every other person who does not have words worth a grain of salt.
The thing here, Michael, is very simple, and that is conservatives, frankly, are scared to death of Vice President Kamala Harris. Let me be real clear. She was under more attack by the Russian troll farms than any other candidate when she ran for president.
Yes.
And they continue. If they thought that Vice President Kamala Harris was irrelevant, they wouldn't waste any time on her. They actually are scared to death if she is the presidential nominee in 2024 or if she runs in 2028.
Absolutely. They know she's competent, and I had to dispel a lot of those troll farm myths that were floating around. Even when she got the vice president nomination, there was a lot of misinformation floating around. So I had to break that down on the African History Network show and show why that was false. But you look at Meghan McCain. First of all, the only reason why Meghan McCain was ever on The View is because of who her daddy was. If her daddy was a janitor at the local high school we would not know who Meghan McCain was. She's one of the dumbest ass people. She is not even qualified to deliver Uber Eats to Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris. Okay, so and then you look at John McCain, her father, Senator John McCain. He had as his running mate Sarah Palin, who's probably one of the dumbest running mates probably in the history of the presidency. When you go back and she was asked the question, so tell me what newspapers, what news outlets do you read? She couldn't name one. She couldn't name one. She said, well, I read the majority of them, blah, blah, blah. She couldn't name one. So Meghan is just trying to stay relevant, okay? And, this is a bad way to do it. And you just look at Tucker Carlson attacking Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, wanting to see her LSAT scores. More nonsense coming from the right wing. So they feel threatened by intelligent African Americans, but especially intelligent African American women.
Back to that Roland Martin unfiltered video in just one moment.
Time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punching!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way. Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Wow. Roland was amazing on there.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared. You dig?